check mine. Can you hear me?
This is our show.
Okay, I'll just be the guest, I guess.
Yeah.
Check, check.
1, 2. I think you should just do this.
No.
No, just kidding.
Okay, how rude.
I know. Every day of my life. Brought to you by Tough Love.
He likes when I'm the boss.
That's your job title, actually. So
I mean, you kind of are. So.
it makes sense.
We're professionals.
But yeah, everyone's leaned on Leah.
We're professionals.
I'll probably put that in my annual review. I like that.
That's you. Welcome back to another episode of the Kanokla Chatter.
I'm Leah.
And I'm Tim.
And today we sat down with Irma Ratliff. She is our community engagement and events coordinator. And then some. She is on our marketing team. She is an excellent networker. She's an excellent networker, salesperson. And we talked about our events, 2025, and what's coming up in 2026.
Yeah, it was fun to go back over our events that we had this year because we did so many of them that I almost forgot some. So
stay tuned.
Yeah. For people who don't know you, what's your role at Kanokla and what does a normal day look like for you?
My name's Irma Ratliff. I am the community engagement and events coordinator here at Kanokla. Pretty much I'm the public relations face of the company, out there, anywhere, anytime.
And what does a normal day look like for you?
I don't know if there is really a normal day. I feel like it changes every single day. Recently, around the holiday time, I was in Medford, Oklahoma one day, Winona, Oklahoma one day, Wellington, Kansas one day. So it changes, and those events change as well.
I have to say you're amazing at networking. I'm curious, has that always been your thing, or did you have to kind of grow into it or, practice?
I'm a nosy person. If you know me, you know I'm nosy. So I like to know everything and everyone. So I think that's where my networking comes in. And I don't mind really being around strangers, so that helps as well. Especially in my role, having to go out to the communities, especially new communities, and getting to build those relationships is really important. I like to know things. Mm-hmm. And I don't really mind asking people those questions people don't normally ask.
I appreciate the people who just share without any prompt, but I am one of those people that for me to know if you're interested in what I have to say or not, I appreciate questions. So I've always appreciated that about you.
Thank you.
When you look at a community event calendar, how do you decide what Kanokla should be a part of?
We actually go to a lot of different events, and especially in our smaller areas, I try to show up for all of those events. Like, for instance, in our member areas in Manchester, we know that they're going to do the car show every year. So how can we show up in Manchester to make sure that that event is successful? Even into our smaller cities like Bluff City, they do a couple events a year, but how do we show up? And it's not always just sending donations, actually being there in person, people seeing our faces. Again, not always the technicians that are in that area, but also other people who, like me, for instance, going to Manchester. I've been to Manchester 4 times in my life, and 3 of the 4 times have been because of Kanokla. Yeah. But growing those relationships with those people in those communities to know that we're still here. Obviously, we don't have an office there, but being able to show up still.
I can't imagine doing it any other way. If we just went into a community and had one event a year where it's ours. We pop up, we put up a booth, we give away some cool things, and then expect people to come. The real magic in actually taking part in our communities is showing up for those events that they already have, because there are tons of great things to be a part of. And like you said, whether it's being there in person or a donation or some sort of service that we can provide, or maybe just some cool Kanokla swag, I like that. I like that part every year in the planning that we can go through and tweak that or keep doing what we're doing good.
What's the hardest part of the events? Scheduling, volunteers, the logistics, weather?
I think one of the hardest parts of scheduling our events is making sure that we have enough staff for them. Like, for instance, over Halloween, we had 7 different communities we need to be in. So having to use all of our resources and people, whether it's a tech who is getting done with the install in Cherokee and them staying a little bit longer to hand out candy there, or even partnering with the local schools to see if any kids in National Honor Society need some hours to help us in a area that we're not able to be at. Just partnering, using those community partners again.
You do a really great job of that. There are a ton of events. And obviously we're talking about all of these events that we've taken part of in 2025. And some we did have to turn down, or logistically we just could not. But you are great at keeping track of where we can plug in, or knowing, hey, this year maybe we can't do that, but next year is a really big year, so we have to make sure to put that in the rotation and go from there. I would say underrated talent of yours. Let's talk about your latest idea.
Which latest idea?
I know.
I feel like there's always so much.
Like suspense is killing
Well, even
us.
like community partnerships, even like in Winona, we found out there's a church that's super active there. So just partnering with them, we were able to have like one of the biggest events of 2025, over 250 people in a town the size of Winona, Oklahoma, was huge.
That's
so
awesome.
just finding those community partners and champions in the community that want your business to grow, not just your business, but want you to be a part of the community with them.
Two really cool examples I can think of in the last year or so would be, part of the design studio. It's so easy and fun for us to do coloring books for kids. Or soon it'll be like more stickers with our die cutter.
Yep.
Or in those communities and those events that didn't have downtown Wi-Fi, which has, even with cellular service, really becomes a necessity, because we have a lot of communities that don't have every cell provider there. Like a really big one, a couple big ones don't work here in Caldwell well. So downtown Wi-Fi during a festival or an event is something that we have covered. So I those things I just think are cool. And the most recent ones, we did some hats and gloves because that was a need.
Even just like the partnership with the schools, a lot of schools now have hygiene pantries or clothing closets. Like, how do we show up for those kids that need those supplies? And the schools always know. So like partnering with the schools and the counselors to make sure that the kids have those supplies that are basic necessities available at all times to them.
Going back to that, I think it's cool that we have 2 pop machines, and that pop machine money comes from our employees, and it goes into a bucket. And then we know that that's designated for the schools somehow, but being able to kind of change that up from years past and donate to those hygiene closets, that was your idea, and that was cool.
Even like you said, sometimes people have accidents at school, and then their kids love those kind of clothes. But I am glad that like they do have those services in all the schools that we serve. Like they all have hygiene closets, clothing closets, which is great that we're able to help make sure that's accessible to all the kids in those communities.
Speaking of schools, we have something new coming, right?
Yeah, so in 2026, we're partnering with Sports in Kansas to bring Think Before You Post. Now kids are getting social media younger and younger, so how do we talk to those kids about cybersecurity, thinking before you post on social media, letting them know that just because you send it to one friend, that's really 10 people you're sending it to. And in those assemblies, we will be throwing out Kanokla swag and letting them know, like, hey, we are here to partner with you guys, whether it's cybersecurity awareness, cybersecurity bullying. I know that's huge right now. Things like that.
Very nice.
And we're going to, do you know how many schools?
I think it's 13 schools total. And we are partnering with another broadband provider to offer that in a couple other schools as well. So I think it'll be huge. I'm ready for it to tell my kids, because my kids aren't on social media yet, but to let them know like the warning signs that they could see.
It's inevitable. It's gonna happen.
It's inevitable. Yeah, it's going to happen. But
one thing that I haven't experienced since being at Kanokla is Reality U, and everybody talks about it. So can you explain?
Yeah, Reality U is probably my favorite event that we do. That's really not. We just show up, so that's nice.
I was going to say, you really do get to take part in a fun event that you don't have.
Yeah, you don't have to plan. You just show up at these schools, and it's even expanded more. Now we're down in Wellington does it, Shiloh, Oklahoma does it, Newkirk does it. And hopefully we can bring it to the other schools that we serve. But it gives kids a reality of like what's everything costs. Every kid gets a card, and it's like, hey, you're married with 2 kids, and this is how much money you bring in based off your GPA. So based on the work that you're putting in high school, this is what can happen when you grow up. Kids realize that they can't afford that Mustang. They can't afford going out every night for dinner. It's a lot of reality. Kids don't realize how much daycare costs until they get to Reality U.
And I like that because at first when I experienced it, they were able to make those like knee-jerk reactions of, I don't need internet, I don't need this. But then they got farther in and they realized another kind of example or whatever they were going through. They're like, oh, I do need that.
Yep.
Oh, what am I going to do? so they'd have to backtrack.
Yeah, now they've even expanded it to where like internet is a necessity because you need internet and cell phone.
It's fun. It's fun watching those kids and just realizing I probably could have really used that.
Tell us about Tech Camp, why it matters, and what you loved about it this year.
It is for incoming fifth grade to incoming ninth grade students. You don't have to be from Caldwell, so from surrounding areas. We've had kids from an hour and a half away come to our Tech Camp.
Yep. Well, he should chime in too because the design studio helps.
I was
a lot.
going
so we
to.
have,
I was
like,
going to.
Yeah.
It was queued up.
We do robots. We do coding.
We've done drones before.
Drones.
This year, this year and last year, the design studio. Last year we did posters. This year they got to AI their own notebook covers, so that was kind of fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
And we got to give them at the end, so they were excited about that.
And this year we brought in a different community partner that we partner a lot with, Sumner Cali Electric. They came in and talked about the technology and safety of linemen, electricity, and things like that, which was really nice and different for the kids to see because not everyone sees that all the time.
Which is, all of what we do at Tech Camp leads into hoping we're like planting the seed of future careers for kids because all of those careers are definitely ones that you can do right here in our communities. And I think we sparked some interest in kids, especially graphics. That was pretty hands-on.
Oh yeah, they got to. We kind of told them like what they needed to do, but they gave us the prompts, and they got to do whatever they wanted. So,
did you make them make the notebooks?
No, I made the notebooks.
Missed opportunity.
I know. I was going to say that would have helped a lot.
It would have been kind of neat if they were able to see that process. Maybe that could be something we do next year. But there were a lot of books
because we do spiral bound notebooks, and who spirals them?
That's me. I do those. So they take a little bit of time.
But I think one of my favorite part is the last day of Tech Camp, not just because it's the last day, but that's the day where we get all the different stations out that we do during the week. We have a pizza party. This year we brought in a local snow cone truck to bring snow cones down.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it was nice for it's like the last day, getting to know people and all that.
An example of my own personal success at Kanokla is I was tasked with Tech Camp early on when I started at Kanokla, and I'm sure my face was, yeah, Jill, I sure will.
Whatever you want.
I am techie. And then we had a really good turnout the first year. Well, we had help with from Cali, of course. And then it was year 2. We had interns help. And then really, I could just hand the reins over you and Kyle and now our entire marketing team, which is now grown, have just taken that on. And like if you were to compare last year's Tech Camp to the first year, even though it was great, it was nothing compared to what it's turned into. Looking back at that, of how that has grown, that's just super cool.
And even since I've been here, it's grown a lot using the interns, using everyone in marketing. And I'm excited this year we are going to bring in a couple more community partners to expand Tech Camp. So I'm excited for that.
She's already put it out there. She wants to rebrand it as STEM Camp.
But just like technology changes, more kids are doing more STEM, and I don't want to limit it just to the technology part of it. Right. So engineering, science, math, all that above still means tech. And one thing I'm really excited for this year is hopefully we could bring this down to our Shidler, Oklahoma location to do like a mini tech camp there at the schools, because their schools are small enough for us to be able to do like a whole day. Like it could be a fun day of Kanokla Tech Camp.
That's cool.
Dropping that bomb right here. Yeah.
Dropping it.
We're doing
I've already
it.
pitched it to Mason. So.
Oh, done deal. Logistics. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Logistics are actually already in the works. I've already talked to the school there in Winona. So it's going to be a good day. We're going to have the gym and everything.
So what are a few standout moments from 2025?
Well, there's a lot of standout moments, but one of the big ones is like robotics. We partnered with Cali and Sumner Cali Electric on that one. Last year we had 13 plus schools there, I want to say, or teams, I should say, that were there. And that's always a huge event that we have lots of employee interaction with that one. And the next one would probably be Winona and Shidler Christmas events. We had over, probably between the two events, probably had 300 plus people.
It would have been, if you're combining in 350 people.
Yeah, which is huge for these small towns, especially since we are starting our Reconnect One project, which will be bringing them fiber, which is huge. A lot of these customers are still on copper, which is ancient. So we're excited to upgrade them into the new technology that we offer.
Which the Winona event was pretty fun. I was bummed I missed it. We actually cooked. A lot of times we might cater or have one of our local caterers come in. Yeah, we cater locally. But we cooked with our world famous chili now, right? World famous.
Yeah, and Kyle made taco soup.
Yeah.
Oh, Kyle made
was
it?
the taco
Kyle
soup.
made taco
nice.
soup.
I get props for thinking taco soup because I was like, I'm gonna be there and I'm going to make it, and then I couldn't.
And then she didn't make it, but it's okay. It was still a really good event.
Did he have hominy in it?
We did not have hominy in it.
Yeah, Irma brought that up last week, and I was
Yeah.
like, she loves her hominy.
I was like, we're not doing that. Leah's not there. We're not adding that.
Yeah. Comment below if you like no, I'm just kidding.
Shout
We're
out.
gonna start a poll.
No, but it was really good events, and we got cookies from the Mercantile in Pahuska,
Oh, nice.
and it
Cinnamon
was
rolls from one
cinnamon
of
roll, and those cinnamon
the-
rolls were so good. Like everyone loved them, and the lady was so nice.
So we've talked about some new events coming up, some youth events. Let's talk about some classic community events like parades, fairs, festivals. Why do these still matter in 2026?
I think those things matter because, again, we are a local company. We want to make sure that we show up and people see us at these events, especially like one of the really classic one for Kanokla is like the Kanokla Easter egg hunt. Kids come from all over to go to the Easter egg hunt. Like I drive 45 minutes for my kids to come to the Easter egg hunt. Yeah. But just those classic events, that way we show people that we still show up and we care about them.
I really feel like they're making not a comeback, but there is a rejuvenation or a renewed interest in them and going to parades and being a part of them, like a widespread thing from communities.
Yeah, like a lot more participation happening at these. Even like at our Winona event that we had in December, there was over 20 entries. Again, if you've never been to Winona, Oklahoma, it's a town of maybe 300, 400 people, if that.
Yeah.
So showing up for those events is important because then people see you guys there. Oh, look, they care enough to send someone there to support our parade.
Yeah.
I was excited to talk about this because in 2025, we really changed it up with our company goals. And a part of that was that every employee was required to show up in our communities or for the customers that we serve in some way, a minimum of 3 times. I know our whole team, our marketing team absolutely loved that because we know that it is so important to show up. But we also know that what makes Kanokla special are all of the people that aren't on the front lines or out in the public. They're the ones going to the homes and they're in the office. So kind of forcing that to happen, I really loved. Can you talk about some of the ripple effects or reactions you got or you heard? Because I think you probably heard and noticed more because you were there at most of those events along with them.
I think one of my favorite parts of that is getting to actually work with people from other departments. Like I don't always work with someone in accounting, but when we go to these events, I get to spend hours with them, which is nice. And then it's good for our customers and the people in the community to see that, hey, it's not just Irma at Kanokla. There are other people there that are willing to help and show up in the communities that they serve.
Some of our employees just really needed that permission to take part in those events. Because sometimes you would get asked before 2025, can I do that? Or you need any help? And it was kind of a gray area of, okay, who can really help? How much time can we take? Or, is that really allowed outside of the marketing and PR? And I think a lot of people really liked having that guideline that they could. It opened it up.
Not to just events out in our communities, but also within the company, like this podcast or some blogs for our employee site.
Chatter
Our
articles.
chatter articles. Those were all counted as show up points. So even it's not small, but smaller things that you can do within Kanokla.
Before we wrap up with our last question, the burning question everybody wants to know, let's do some rapid fire questions.
Favorite event of the year?
Probably robotics.
The most chaotic moment.
Probably around Fall Fest time.
Best event snack or parade candy?
Give me the Lifesaver gummies.
One word to describe our communities.
Accepting.
Okay, there are a lot of facets about your job. You have a lot of different roles everybody has to have a title here. community engagement and events coordinator. But you do a lot with our business development and sales and marketing. What are you looking forward to most in 2026?
I think just building on those local business partnerships that we have already and expanding into more businesses. Really, one of the big things is reaching out to influencers, even if they're micro influencers, like going into those new businesses that are starting out and helping them grow. And also, Kanokla is turning 75 years this year.
It's big.
We're doing it big.
We're going big in 2026.
Thank you for being on, and see you next month.
Oh,
just
coming
kidding.
back. I was like, wait, I was
Part
not
two.
told this. Part two coming soon.